Hi and welcome to the CBI video series about AI content creation for tourism businesses. My name is Guido van der Graaf.
My name is Peter Fabricius. We work as digital tourism marketing experts for CBI, and we look forward to being your hosts for this series.
Yes, because you probably already heard a lot about AI. You might already be experimenting with AI in your own business. But in this video series, we're going to learn you to create high quality content in a minimum amount of time, doable for every tourism business.
That's right, Guido. We're going to follow a workflow where we combine CBI's marketing information, your own expertise as a tour operator, and the expertise of an AI system to generate this content. And to make it really practical, we'll use an example company called Story Safari.
Well, we start with video 1, in which we explain what is AI. We introduce a framework to get the most out of an AI. Finally, we learn to do the first steps in Chat GTP.
Video 2, we want to make this more specific to your business, and we'll look at research and planning. We'll look at how AI can speed up your market research process, develop a marketing persona for your business, and even create a unique brand voice.
And in video 3, we're going to use that document to create an itinerary that is wowing your personas and in line with your tone of voice.
Video 4, it's time to promote this itinerary, and we look at the topic of blogging. Specifically, we'll see how Story Safari can use Chat GPT not only to come up with blog topic ideas, but even draft this content and optimize it for search engines.
For further promoting, we're going to use social media. In video 5, we're going to make a social media plan with the help of AI. And later, we're going to make social media posts with photos you already have.
Finally, we'll end this series with video 6, the topic of email marketing. We'll look at how Story Safari can use Chat GPT not only to draft email campaigns, but also come up with effective subject lines and even research the best time to send them.
So after watching these 6 videos, you have a complete workflow to execute your marketing communication. We suggest that while watching the videos, you already start experimenting. If you have any questions, you can share them in the comments, but also show us your results. During our masterclasses, we talk a lot about the expertise that you need to put in as a tourism entrepreneur to make your content truly unique with the help of AI. But you can also use the expertise of CBI. The information you can find on the cbi.eu market information/tourism website. That is full with information to help you build your business. Sector studies, what kind of niche am I in, ways to help me with your marketing, building your business, sustainability, but also in-depth studies about your niche market in combinations with opportunities of your target groups. And if you use this information with your expertise, AI, and its general knowledge, we think you have a winning combination. In the first video of our masterclass, we want to give you an introduction of AI. What is AI actually, and what is generative AI? What kind of tools can you use? And stay tuned, because at the end we will give you a quick start using Chat GPT. Now you know who we are and what to expect. Let's quickly dive into what is AI. You might wonder what is AI, and it's actually a simulation of the human brain with its brain cells and its connections by computers. It's learning, it can analyze, it's making decisions, just like humans do. There are many different kinds of AI, but we're focusing on generative AI that can create all kinds of content based on the request of a user. And it did that by scanning books, paintings, photos, internet pages, music, and it discovers and analyzes patterns in it. It's able to model all that data and then predict new data based on the input of a user. The models now became so big that the intelligence is almost at the level of humans. The models became very versatile. You can now give them the task of a whole digital marketing team. However, AI still makes a lot of mistakes, so you need to control it and make sure you feed it with the right information. The developments, however, go so fast, much faster than the phone or the internet, that it will really change the way we will work already very soon. So be alert, we're still in the beginning of the developments. Beware of hypes, choose solid solution and start experimenting now. Just remember, AI will not take over your business, but other businesses using AI will. Use your knowledge, use your expertise, and let AI help you to make a success of your content. Now, what is generative AI? It's an AI that can create text, images, music, videos, and it does that by combining human creativity and expertise with computer generated knowledge. You give input, a prompt, and the computer gives an output. It's important to know that AI predicts the next possible best words. Therefore, it needs your creativity and expertise to make sure the content stays unique. When you learn AI, you can do so much more with your company, like regular posting in all those social media channels that you have consistently and strategically aligned. Now you're finally able to target any country in the world with an excellent marketing campaign, something only available for the big companies a few years ago. Okay, but what can I do with AI? You can do all kind of great stuff with generative AI, like marketing automation, upselling, chatbots, ideal pricing. But in this masterclass, we're focusing on the content creation, all the way from research, then strategy, and then actually the creation process. Like you have a whole digital marketing team in your computer. So for example, using Chat GTP to help creating social media posts based on your unique selling points. I created a prompt and here I get nice a result per unique selling point, several posts. More about how ChatGTP can help you creating social media posts in video 5. What's the description for the link? If there's one thing that we would like you to understand from this masterclass, then it's that your knowledge, your expertise, your creativity, plus generative AI is a unique way to create value for your customers and will be a guarantee for success. With all these cool things that generative AI can do for you, and then for free or a relatively small fee, I truly believe that you as a small company can now conquer the world. When you start working with generative AI, there are 3 solid parties that you can work with. That's Co-Pilot from Microsoft, Chat GTP from OpenAI, and Gemini from Google. There are others also out there, and the developments go incredibly fast, so keep an eye on the market. We start with Chat GTP, the most popular generative AI solution at the moment. We record this in June 24 and they just released the Chat GTP 4.0, which is their latest model and is free, and we're going to use that in our example. All AI systems work kind of the same. They work with an input box where you put your question, which is called prompt. Then you click on enter and then you get your result. So I prepared a prompt which I put in the input box. And I click on paste. I click on the arrow here. I could also do return. I need to wait and then I get an answer. I ask here for a social media post and here you see my Facebook post. Good to know is that you can change which model to use. So sometimes it's very crowded and you want to downgrade, but also if you have a paid version here, you can switch to the different ChatGPTs that are available to you. One of the most interesting parts of ChatGPT is that you can customize the settings, which helps ChatGPT to understand more about your business. And you do that here under your account. You have your customized chat where you have an input box. And here you can, for example, say something about your vision, your unique selling points, but also maybe about the tone of style you want to use. Another super handy thing about ChatGPT is that you can share your chat with your colleagues or team members. So you click here, share chat, create a link and share that via your email or other tool. And you can actually share the whole chat that you had with ChatGTP. Find back your chats. You can check here this chat window. Though it's not really organized properly, only per day or when it was. So I suggest you also use a Google Sheet. The benefit of using Google Sheets for your most important chats is that you can easily find them back. So for example, you make a date when you made it, a topic, social media, the name, I had made a Facebook post about the homepage, and the link. Remember, I could share it, that's where I copied it for. I can paste it here, and then later I can easily find it back. Another thing to know is that you have Chat GTPs, and in Chat GTPs you can find tools that help you create what you want. So for example, if I type content creation, you can all kind of find interesting tools to help you specifically for content creation. We're not going to discuss how they work, but explore on your side. And we have Gemini from Google, which works actually the same. We have our input box here where we can put our prompt. I will use the same social media request to make that Facebook post as I did in Chat GTP. Works the same. Click on enter or here on that. And here we get our result. Now it can be that it works together with Google search. So you can actually ask it to search for things like, for example, arrival numbers. Another benefit of Gemini is that it works together with the Google Suite. Example, Gmail or here with Google Docs. Like help me write. I can paste the same question, do create, and I get the result, but then in a Google Doc. And then we have Co-Pilot from Microsoft. Interesting about Co-Pilot is that when you log in with your Microsoft account, the data stays within your Microsoft account. It's not shared to train any other data, so you can be more certain that secrets you might have from your company's secret strategies will not be leaked with other users. Microsoft Copilot works kind of the same as the others. We also have our input box where we can put our prompt. If you have the paid version, you can also choose which version you want to use. You click also on the enter and it starts to process the outcome. Nice about Copilot is that in the designer mode, here you can create images for free. So creating a European lady walking through an African market, and I can choose 4 of these images. Nice to use. As a concluding tip, I would like to show you DuckDuckGo, who have under their chat several AI systems that you can work with, like for example Llama, but also Chat GTP, Cloud, and Mistral. So start experimenting. Work with the free versions, learn how they work, pick one, and maybe go for a paid version for extra good results. In this masterclass, we choose to work with Chat GTP. So you go to chatgtp.com and you start with signing up. You have to fill in your email address and then click on continue, create a password word, and continue. You then need to verify your mail, and once you've done that, you are in. Most out of ChatGTP, you need to learn how to prompt, what kind of questions to ask ChatGTP so that you get the best possible outcome. We created a format for that, later more about that. But what you need to know is that ChatGTP works with predictions. It's a calculation. So therefore, a lot of times it gets kind of the same answers. Now, to be truly unique, you need to put in your own experiences, your own knowledge, those little details that actually only you know about. When prompting, think about instructing an employer. An employer also needs to have the right context, the goal of the task, the outcome you expect, and of course it needs feedback. To help you get great content results, we developed a framework for you, RTFCG, or define a role, define a task, have a clear format, give as much context as you can, and have a clear goal. So, for example, ask the AI to act as a marketeer or as a marketing expert. Ask it to make a marketing campaign for you, but define the format, an A4 document with bullet points. Give enough context, like for example from your website, from your company brochure, maybe best cases or a strategy, and define a clear goal. This campaign should lead to 50 new leads from the European market, which might give completely different results if you said the world market or the Asian market. So use this framework and define a role, a task, have a clear format, give enough context, and have a clear goal. To give you a good example of what our format or framework can do for you, let's start with a general request for an image. So I asked, can you create an image for my community-based tourism tour operator, Africa Story Safari? And this is what I got. An image that certainly shows something with safari and could be stories, but not necessarily spot on for my company. We're now going to follow the prompt format. We have a role, top photographer. We have a task, create a photo. We have a format, landscape. And we have context. European couple enjoying a cooking class in Africa. They make Nasima, friendly lady, host of about 40 years old. And I have a goal. I want the people who see the image think, wow, I want to do that too. And then scroll down for more information. Just to make sure that AI understands what I mean, I also asked, hey, as a prompt expert, can you improve this prompt? So I have some feedback that the system understands what I mean. And then it improved a little bit and made it more clear. And let's see what then the outcome is. And then we see that there is a couple here having a nice experience, clearly in Africa. But I want a bit more because I like to know if this photo is actually what CBI also suggests me that the people that like these kind of community-based tourism experiences would be wowed. So I GTP, please go through the market research information on the CBI website and check if anything was missing. And then it goes ahead, is analyzes, and it says, oh, maybe you should do something more about sustainability, authenticity, positive impact, engagement, which all sounds very nice, and it revised the prompt for me. So it puts more sustainability, some authentic cooking classes. It also suggests that there is a green environment. So let's see what the outcome of that is. And then you see a new photo that's a bit more authentic, also in a green environment. So this is a nice outcome of how you work together with your own knowledge, your own ideas, plus CBI. One thing you need to take into account is that AI systems have a lot of biases. This is because they're trained on data that you can find on the internet books. And in all these centuries, there's just a lot of information that has biases. Stereotypes about gender, ethnicity, all those kind of things you need to take into account. Because here I start to make an image of a leader giving an instruction. And what you see is this leader is a white man. And in general, you see that a lot. So think about this. Be specific in what kind of persons you want. And yeah, understand that there might be a bias if you don't instruct to overcome that. Because it's so easy to create content with AI, and you can create so much content with AI. It's important you have strict and good guidelines in your company. What do we do with AI? How do you control AI? Because you can't just assume that everything in a blog, for example, is exactly correct. So those details need to be checked. Another way is you probably want a style. So you might want to use certain templates, formats that you always use to make sure that the results are always aligned with what your company wants to achieve. And we end video 1 with some do's and don'ts about AI. And what is AI actually? So we learned that AI is an assistant, like a co-writer or a consultant. So we want you to give a role to AI. See AI as an employer, like for example, a social media expert. But also don't be too short. Make sure you give enough context. Like I can dedicate a maximum of 2 hours per week to manage social media so that it doesn't give you a whole lot of ideas that you can never accomplish. And give feedback just like you would do with a normal employer. So for example, hey, can you state why this is authentic? And don't be rude. Be polite always because it mimics your voice. It parrots what you say. So if you are rude at a certain point, you will notice that Chat GTP will become also rude in its output. So always be polite. For example, use the word please when you want something. Another important thing is AI doesn't know everything. So then it's important that you research before you start. Like for example, this prompt. Can you provide me with some examples of websites and itineraries of successful tour operators? But also add information that is important, that you know is right. Like, for example, guidelines from CBI. Or add your own expertise. So I have some knowledge about my destination. I've put it in a separate file. So please also look at this. Last, AI works on probability. This means it predicts the next most logical word. And because it does, you will notice that some words will be frequently used. But you want to be unique, right? You also need to realize that ChatGPT actually wants to tell you what you like to hear. So it wants to please you. So if, for example, you're asking about, can you give me some great facilities of this hotel? It might say it has a swimming pool, even though it doesn't have a swimming pool. Because it thinks, oh, I know this Guido, he loves swimming pools. You know what? I'm going to tell that this hotel has a swimming pool because that's what he wants to hear. Right? So you need to be aware of this. And you can prevent that by asking it to be versatile. So let it be different. I want to prevent to use wordings that are often used. And so can you identify certain words and then replace them with words that you don't use so much? It's also awesome. Okay, please be factual. Don't make things up. And then last, yeah, make sure that you add your own creativity. Right? Okay, there's already a nice table. African cultural immersion, 3 day sustainable tour. Something is missing. Maybe crafts, community, agriculture. Don't be afraid. Suggest that. That was the end of video 1, in which you learned to use AI plus the expertise of CBI and their market information documents that you find on their website, and your own expertise and creativity to make excellent content. We suggest you to start experimenting now and use our framework in which you define the role of AI, the task and format, the context and the goals of your content. But you have to be mindful because AI still makes mistakes and there's also quite a lot of bias in their output. So correct where you think they are not right. In the next video, Peter is going to learn you how to do research, strategy, and planning with the help of AI.